Check. Hey everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in and bearing with me while I was trying to figure out the pre-roll. I guess that video wasn't any good. For those of you guys that are new to this live stream, my name is Ronaldo Woffman, and this is my Q&A slash AMA, whatever the heck you want to call it. Basically, I get flooded with tons of great questions on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, even snail mail a couple of times. Really, like snail mail? Who uses that? And of course, phone calls and text. So I try to I tell everybody, just do me a favor, ask on the live stream, because I'm running out of personal time and time to run my business. So it's easier to doing it live here and so forth. So let's go ahead and I will absolutely do that. So, sorry, I was replying to Red Max that wanted to see the final case. So let me see if I can do that real quick and I'll show it to you. All right. So again, if you guys are on the live stream, make sure you ask the questions on the chat right now. Do it. You'll love it. Let me turn on the fan because it's a little hot in here. There we go. Much better. I think I would have done that before we started, right? All right, so I actually had a question before we even started. I want to say it was from Andrew Wagner talking about what I thought about using line arrays at weddings. Now, some of you may be thinking, holy crap, why the hell would you want to bring a huge line array at a wedding? And funny enough, John Young just actually talked about this, because technically line arrays for weddings have been out for quite some time. You know, the Bose system brought that out, and now RCF has one. Line 6, I believe, had one. There's a few different companies, right? And it's still a line array. Even though it's not a flown line array, it's a floor standing line array. And I actually own the Bose. I had the original ones. Then we used the Model 1s. And then I had the, oh my goodness, I forgot. It wasn't the Model 2s, but it was like not the compact either. But I think the one was in between. I cannot remember. Freaking A. I had sold it. I had also used the AH case. And yeah, I mean, it's great because, first of all, with the Bose, people didn't care there was a line array. But, you know, bride saw the Bose name. Oh, my God, you must be amazing. You use the Bose. But that marketing worked until every DJ had Bose. So that was a little odd there. You know, it wasn't anything special, really. Here's the interesting thing about the Bose, right? And I'll pick on the Bose for a second because they say no highs, no lows must be Bose. And some people say all highs, all lows must be Bose. Well, clearly you just have no idea what the hell you're talking about if you're saying that. The bass bins, they weren't called subwoofers, they were called bass bins. And it didn't have like that chest pumping bass. But I had more bass complaints with the Bose from hotels. Oh, people are upstairs, you know, because some hotels here have the floors upstairs of the ballroom because somebody's stupid. Or I remember I did a gig just for a friend of mine because he was the manager of the movie theater, and just playing music to celebrate. I can't remember what movie it was, but I think it was Twilight. Just playing music, doing karaoke. And I actually had complaints from people saying they could hear the music inside the freaking theater, like each auditorium. Like, are you kidding me? So that was interesting about the Bose. But again, that's what you expect out of a line array. You expect the sound to carry out, but not the actual bass to be that hard. It was interesting because you could hear it, but you couldn't feel it. And you could hear it from quite a bit of a distance. I sold my Bose. I sold it for the Yamaha DXS 12 subs and the DXR 10s. Simply put, the vocals were in your face. And I mean that in a good way, not like, you know, where it's loud and distorted. But you could really feel the presence of the vocals. And you can't do that with the Bose. Honestly, you can't do that with any small driver, period. You just can't defy physics. But the Yamahas just sounded better. Just plain and simple, you cannot beat the sound of those speakers, period. So I switched over to the Yamahas. But as far as using the line array, yeah. Now, if you're talking about the big, you know, big-ass flown line arrays, why? Unless you're doing a wedding of, you know, 1,000 people or 500-600 people, and it's in a coliseum or an auditorium, there's no need. You'll be fine, guy. Let's see here. But great question, and thanks for asking that. Let's see. Dylan, going in order here. Red Max Entertainment asks. Nope, sorry, that was Dylan. Can a three-channel controller control a several-channel fixture? If it can only control 3, no. Unless you're 7-channel fixture, like for example, let's say the ADJ tripod profile, right? The Mega Tripod profile has a 3-channel mode, a 5, a 7, and an 8. Well, you could step it down to 3-channel. Or if it's just 3 faders, because they may have pages or banks. So it could be on bank A, faders 1, 2, and 3, or channels 1, 2, and 3, then 4, 5, and 6, then 7, 8, 9. Or it could be a 3-channel. Another way to do it is, let's say it's only a 3-channel but you can have multiple fixtures, right? So fixture 1 is channels 1, 2, and 3. Fixture 2 is channels 4, 5, 6, and so forth. That's really the only way that I could think of. Let's see here. Ian says bears eat a lot of food. Yeah, all right. Redmax Entertainment asks, what do you do if you can't use fog or haze in a venue? Does that change your fixture choices? It absolutely does. For example, and I've done, I try to do this in my reviews. If it's a fixture that looks good without the haze, I will show without the haze. So for example, the ADJ Visi Roll, most lasers, let me think here. A couple one that really requires haze. The Elation Sniper, you got to have haze for those. Duh. The Ricochet, gotta have haze. So if I don't have haze, what would I use? Well, obviously we have moving heads. And moving heads look good with or without the haze. But I wouldn't use beams. I would use spots, washes. The only beams I would use are, for example, something like the Inno Color Beam LED, because it throws that big, thick beam of just nothing but LED or LED light, as opposed to the beams or anything like that. So I would use that. But as far as the centerpiece, the ADJ Warlock, I actually shown videos with or without it. The Spherion, I think the Spherion is my go-to fixture for most school events that don't allow haze. Same thing, even though it looks really good with haze, but the Starball. But I think I prefer the Spherion without the haze because you have multiple beams. The Starball, you only have a few beams, but for a big room, those big, thick 15-watt RGBW LEDs really help. But yeah, it would definitely affect my fixture choice, especially for special effects and for the centerpiece. Day and Night DJs asks, why doesn't anybody make a sound active light that actually responds well to sound? It's actually a really good question. And one I've had for quite some time. I'll give you the answer, but I'll tell you my aggravation with it. The problem is that you ever pushed the sync button on a DJ controller? It doesn't do it very well. And they're dedicated to making two beats match. A lighting company is not as concerned with spending time and money trying to find the perfect algorithm, right? Give me 1 second here. I lost my train of thought here. Sorry. Not train of thought, but my comments. So anyhow, they're not as, I don't want to say they're not as concerned, but they don't have the time and resources to sit there and make something that goes perfect with it. And even if they did, okay, let's say they did. If it's 70 beats a minute, is it a trap song or is it a slow song? Okay, 120 beats per minute, right? You're thinking EDM music. Let's get some strobes, some flashes, some fast sweeps. But guess what? Bachata music is 120 BPM. Certain slow songs. So what happens is, just like DJ software, 120 BPM song may be picked up as 60 or 60 may be picked up as 20. So that's problem number one. However, when it comes to just standard flood systems, I agree with you. I feel like the sensitivity is either completely still or just nothing at all. I mean, completely still, or just complete strobe. I don't feel like there's anything in between. And ADJ kind of fixed that with the Dots T-Par. It's not perfect, but nobody's made anything that's perfect. I don't want to see just chases to go to the music. I would like the actual, not from step to step, right? So when it goes boom, boom, boom. But I want the speed of the overall show to be affected by the fixture. So instead of going to the pulse, it's just synchronized based on BPM, if that makes sense. So the faster the song, the faster the chase. But again, it comes down to, is it detecting a slow song or a fast song? And it's really not possible. At least I don't think it is. And that's why Virtual DJ, Serato, and Traktor and their magic sync buttons still sound like ass. Because there's no way to really differentiate that. Maybe if somebody came up with a system that detected the snares, the voice, and the bass. But you're talking millions of dollars in programming for something that in reality, use DMX for. And again, if you're not into DMX programming, totally get it. Look at the Wi-Fi Anyone. Look at the Airstream Bridge DMX. These are programs to make it very easy. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, tell me to F off and I'll try to re-answer it again. Let's see here. Ian says, my sound active fixtures do a good job, but you need to adjust to right. DMX is the way to go. You're absolutely right, Ian. Dylan's Got Drum says, you should master slave them in a master. Okay, that's still about the topic that we just talked about. A lot of questions here. Comments. Any tips for mobile beat? This is from Jose Gutierrez. As far as buying gear, recommendations on where to stay at. always stay at the host hotel. If you want MobileBee to stay the same price, for the love of God, stay this at the host hotel. It's not that expensive, especially if you gamble there. So just gamble just a little bit. Spend like $20 at the slot. Sign up for the gambling card and you'll get a lot of benefits. Like I stayed at the Riviera, and I know the Riviera was a dump, but you stay for free if you freaking gamble $20. And you stayed in the nicer tower, which was decent, and you didn't get an STD, so that was good. Okay, as far as MobileBee, a couple of things. One, remember the dealers do not want to take gear home, so a lot of them do give you good rates. I would be stupid to say buy blindly. Obviously, make sure that what you're buying is going to fit your business plan and the price is good. Now, dealers do go below MAP on that one, and sometimes they'll even go, because all dealers go below MAP, let's just be honest. But what happens here is that the manufacturers give special pricing to the dealers that's below the normal buying cost. So dealers can go below their normal price. But I can tell you, because I've worked as a brand ambassador for multiple brands. Usually, if you've seen me at a trade show for DJs, it's usually ADJ, Elation, or Global Trust. But I can tell you firsthand from working multiple trade shows in different industries that the more you buy, the better price you get. You come at a dealer saying, I want to buy just this $99 light or whatever, they're going to be like, okay, well, that's the lowest we can go based on that show price. But if you tell them, I want to buy 4 moving heads, 8 floods, a DMX controller, they're going to hook you up. I'm telling you. So go in, ready to buy, start writing down what all your purchases are. Now, the other important thing is that even if you are not, or the gear is not there, right? So, for example, I had a gentleman at DJ Expo that he asked about the Eco UV, right? Eco UV DMX, my favorite DMX light. And this gentleman asked, well, do you have any here? I'm like, no, it's an older light. It's not going to be here. But he was still able to get a really good deal at the trade show because he was there at the trade show. So just because it's not there doesn't mean don't ask about it. Ask about it. Let's see here. Also, if you're at Vegas, go see Absinthe, the best show ever. It's right outside Caesar's Palace. Freaking love Absinthe. It's basically really raunchy adult comedy with some of the best Cirque du Soleil style acts, but it's a much smaller tent, so it's a lot more personal. It is very dirty. It is the dirtiest show I've ever been to. I freaking love it, and it's hilarious too. Let's see here. Andrew Wagner says 1S. Yes, that's the Bose system. Thank you. Ian Moon, if I'm looking at getting into video mapping, is Grand VJ XT my best bet? Absolutely. Now, I prefer Media Master, but you're talking almost a $2,000 price difference. So go with Grand VJ XT, especially because Thursday, there's going to be a big announcement. So make sure you tune to my channel, this channel here, and GearItFirst.com. Again, GearItFirst.com. Tune in because I'm going to be doing a huge announcement about Grand VJ XT. It's going to be revolutionary. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But definitely Grand VJ XT, especially with all the tutorials that I've done. If you guys want to check out some of the tutorials too, go to GearItFirst.com, click on tutorials, and it's there. Let's see here. Mixmaster Seth says, Hi, Seth. By the way, he's engaged now, so everybody give him a big congratulations. Let's see. Day and Night DJ says, sorry, Ronaldo, why are you on the same time as DJ and TV? I usually try not to do that. John Young is my absolute favorite person in the industry, but unfortunately, it's the day before NAMM. I have to do a live stream, especially because I'm not going to be able to do much anything next week or the week after, so that's really the only way I could do it. Yeah, it just really conflicted. So, John, I'm sorry, bud. Duilio Cordoba. Did I say that right? Hey, Ronaldo, I have a question for you. I'm ready to buy a new light, but I'm not sure buy the ADJ Icon Profile LED Gobo projector or the American DJ Focus Spot 2. What do you recommend? Okay, Duilio, if you could do me a favor, tell me what you're wanting to do, because if you're wanting to do Gobos, you got to dedicate a Gobo projector. I love the Focus Spot 2, but you're going to have more advantages with the Icon Profile LED as you would with a moving head, unless you're needing to move it around or anything like that. If you're just needing a Gobo projector light, go with the Icon Profile LED. It is definitely brighter as far as the throw and such too. I've done them side by side. But if there, again, let me know exactly what your goal is, and then I can kind of answer it a little bit better. Seth asked, so a question about that dash cam you just posted on your news site. I posted a comment, wanted to wonder if someone rear-ends you, do you have 2 cameras? For those of you guys that don't know, some jackass just rear-ended me. Actually, real quick, I can show you if you guys would like. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to load this clip. Not rear-ended, sorry. He backed up into me, so I rear-ended him by staying still. Hang on 1 second. I got to do the edited clip. Well, that's definitely not the edited clip. All right. Bear with me for just a second. Here we go. Da, 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 da.
Look out, look out.
Oh! Damn it!
Oh.
So yeah, thank God for that dash cam, because it's gonna save my butt if his insurance company tries saying anything. Like, evidence is right there. And guys, I really recommend you get a dash cam for you, especially for your work vehicles. That was my personal car that I was in. I wasn't doing anything work related, but I definitely recommend you get it, because if you hit somebody or somebody hits you and they see that you're a business, they're gonna be like, all right, let's go ahead and sue this company, make money. So get a dash cam. Seth, that being said, some dash cams do have a rear option. So basically, you've got a camera in the front and a camera in the back. I don't like that, because if you have kids behind you, all you're going to see is their faces. You're not going to see what exactly happened. More importantly, if your van doesn't have rear windows, that's not going to work. So I would look at a dash cam that has an external camera, or just get 2 individual cameras and call it a day. Guys, make sure you go on my channel. Actually, go to gearitfirst.com. My videos will be up first on Gear It First, then later on my YouTube channel. But gearitfirst.com, go there, go watch the the dash cam channel, and there's a link on Amazon where you can buy the same dash cam that I have, which will work in extreme temperatures, because usually you have to take the dash cam out of the dash. But anyhow, that's a video there. Watch that. Really, really good stuff. Okay, let's continue on here. Red Max Entertainment says, do you do any weddings or Sweet 16 expos? What are your thoughts? I do wedding expos, and they're just a big freaking waste of my money now, because all they do is give away free stuff, which means that the people who are there are just cheap people that want free stuff. In reality, I make more money putting my money into stuff like Wedding Wire and local advertising. That being said, we do them. There's one show that I do that has that's been pretty good for us. We've been happy with it, but I know we could do better. We're going to work some ideas on that. As far as Sweet 16 expos, believe it or not, not many exist in Florida. So we're actually going to be headlining one called the Teen DJ Expo. We're working with the same company that we do the bridal show with, and we're actually going to be sponsoring that one. So we're helping them with all the advertising, marketing, and that sort of thing. That being said, we take the center stage and show every teenager why 4Schools Only is the best damn school company in the state and teen dance company in the state. But that being said, right, Max, if you do any kind of expo and you don't do a good job as far as getting leads out of it, and you have to track leads, obviously, then you need to change what you're doing. If you keep changing what you're doing and it just doesn't work because people are going for the cheapest person, it could just be the way that show's advertised. Move on, find a different show. I can tell right now, I would never, ever do a perfect wedding guy show. Freaking hate those things. Ian Moon asks, so should I wait to buy until after Thursday for Grand VJ XT? Nah, it's gonna be a free upgrade, so you're good to go, Ian. Mixmaster again. Seth asks, oh, thanks AO for the shout out. We'll chat soon after NAMM. Absolutely, my man. Let's see here. Okay, so Dulio answers the question saying that this is going to be to project gobos for weddings. So definitely use the Icon profile. That way you don't have to have a separate DMX controller. Just set it, not Icon. Yeah, the Icon profile. Just set it and forget it. And for gobos, go to progobo.com. The Meister people, David and Kate Meister, are absolutely amazing. The smallest gobos with the most detail that I've ever used, and the fastest gobos, metal, glass, whatever. They'll get it done real fast. I call them the Mexican Gobo Company because I've never seen them cram that much info in one little gobo. They actually did a video where they posted a gobo that was the size of a eraser tip on a pencil, and they were actually able to get a whole bunch of detail in it. So absolutely crazy. Again, Seth asked any recommendation then on an external camera along with the one camera. I would just get 2 of the same cameras that I posted because the quality really is that good. Let's see here. Right, Max says, just signed up for Wedding Wire today. Here's the tip on Wedding Wire. The more money you spend, the better luck you're going to have. I think we're about 5 digits in what we spend a year, but it definitely comes in quite a bit. So we've been very happy with Wedding Wire. If you're only spending a couple $100, you're pretty much flushing money down the toilet unless you're the only DJ in your area. Let's continue on here. Don't tell me that's all the questions, right? Holy crap, I think that's all the questions. There is no way that we filled up this entire show in only 20 minutes. Look, there's Buggy right there. Where did she go? Whatever. And I swear she just disappeared. Again, post your questions in here. I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on and why I keep saying gearitfirst.com. So I have a new website called gearitfirst.com. And what it is, believe it or not, it takes a lot of time to do these videos. And at some point, I have to make money out of them. And yes, there's YouTube advertising, and that has worked out real well. The problem is the YouTube has said, to every single one of their content creators. And now every time you upload a video, you lose subscribers. Or now they don't favor your channel unless you're getting a lot of interaction. The problem is, and I'm going to be frank with y'all, DJs are lazy as hell when it comes to subscribing, commenting, doing a thumbs up, whatever. So my channel gets bumped down. So now I'm going to be switching to gearitfirst.com. Now the channels are still hosted on YouTube, but any contests that I do will be specifically on Gear It First. Videos will come out first on Gear It First. It's a free website. There's, just bookmark it. Tune in on the website at least once a day. There's great tutorials. And now that I'm no longer writing for Moldbeat, I'm no longer part of Moldbeat in that sense. Unless anything changes. But that being said, I'm not writing for magazines anymore. Just too much political BS. I want to be able to do my own thing, which for the most part, I'll be frank, Moldbeat has always been good about letting me do my own thing. But I wanted to take what I do in a different direction. So I started this website. So my articles are going to be there. So tune in. Again, that's gearitfirst.com. And let's see. Let's continue on here. Is your ADJ DMX Wi-Fi? It's absolutely 100% trustable. I have trusted $10,000 gigs with an ADJ Wi-Fi. It's good. Get the new EXR. It's a hell of a lot more powerful. Let's see here. Oh, the light case. Okay, let me see if I can do this. Hang on one second. So this is my Midicon coffin. I can only move this for so long here. There we go. The monitors fold up. Now what I do with the monitors here, this is one of those under-counter kitchen cabinet things or whatever that, go underneath your cabinet and then you can put your TV. But I flipped it around. So instead of this, usually faces that way. Like it closes like a sandwich. Now it just turns 180 degrees flat. And I made these brackets here to keep the torquing from hurting the case. This is a all-in-one PC, which also serves as a second monitor. Here is the Midicon Pro. Now underneath here, let me open this up here. Hold on. Okay. So we have here, sorry guys, we have here the Mac Mini. We've got the eNode. We have an FB3 from Pangolin. We've got CompuShow. Hang on one second. There it is, the SDE. This baby here gives me 7 ArtNet universes. Hang on one second. 7 ArtNet universes. 4 ArtNet universes. 3 physical ones. And then it just snaps right here. Everything I've pretty much made on my own. Sorry, it's so shaky, guys. There we go. And then I have this little switch for the fan. Now, some of you may ask, well, what if you stick your finger in there? Here's an idea. Don't stick your finger in a fan. All right. Awesome. Got the mouse, little portable keyboard right there. I actually cut out this. This used to be a CDJ case. So I cut the 2 parts, which I got to finish this part here. And I just gluing everything together. So it's going to be one long human centipede type thing right there. So yeah, that's my elation case. And the Midicon Pro has motorized faders. So that's pretty cool there. Again, sorry that was shaky. But yes, that is my sexy rig. Yeah, you said that cat. I have like 7 of them. But let's continue on here. And again, guys, please ask your questions below. Do I use a sound processor in my rig? No, I do not. I use Yamaha and the EV series, and they sound good enough that I don't need to worry about it. The EV has an absolute killer DSP in it, so there's no need to really have a sound processing rig. It's basically like having, oh my goodness, a drive rack in your system. So definitely check out the EV ETX series on that, or even the EKX too. On the Yamaha side, it's got this sound processing built in. It's not as customizable as the EV, but I'm telling you, my stuff sounds good. It sounds damn good. So yeah, no, I have not needed to use that. Let's see here. Clayton asks, can you buy my light case? No. But hey, thank you all for loving my light console. And it's fast. It's got 2 SSDs in it. They're both identical. So one SSD fails, the other one's ready to go. It's running Windows 10, not on Boot Camp. I installed Windows 10 natively using custom EFI. The main reason I did that, honestly, is because Windows 10 is not supported, meaning it won't run on a 2011 Mac Mini. No idea why, because it can definitely handle it. It boots up within seconds, too. Let's see here. Seth says, I don't go that far. Oh, by the way, guys, submit your questions. Submit them. Submit them now. Do it. Seth says, I don't go that far advanced, but I can imagine dude, you can do so much with it. So much. It's ridiculous. Red Max says, damn, thank you. Darkness Eliminator, just don't let anything roll into the fan. Broken blades and tears. Well, there should be nothing that rolls in. I'm going to fabricate a grill for it, but there shouldn't be any drinks. Don't stick your finger. Don't stick your dick in there. So I don't know what else really could fall in, to be honest with you. Though I'm sure somebody will show me what the hell can fall in. So we'll find out soon enough. Seth says, just by the EV ETX 12 power. What are your thoughts? Honestly, I think they sound amazing. I do too. I love the ETX series, and I don't think they should be for DJs. And here's why. The clip light goes on easily, but not because they're clipping, but because EV has a really, really overprotective system. It doesn't cut your sound down. It doesn't do anything. It's just basically saying, yo, my man, it's about to clip, but I got you, right? Other speaker systems aren't as preemptive, and that's why crap blows. I have beat and pounded the piss out of my EVs with no issue. And actually, I'm hoping maybe by prom season, if not homecoming season, I'm going to do a video where I'm just going to run a sub on with the peak light, the temp light, and the limit light, all on solid. I'm going to run it for 8 hours straight, and let's see what happens. And I promise you nothing is going to happen. So it'll be recorded. It won't be real time. It'll be a time lapse because nobody wants to sit there and hear for 8 hours straight. But pretty much while I'm setting up, we're going to have that rolling. That should be pretty interesting. But yeah, I love the EV ETXs. You know, they're a little bright for me, Seth, meaning I didn't like how high the highs were. But you can go in there into the room EQ and actually tune it so we can be as flat or as bright or as deep as you would like it to be. Red Max asks, Pentapix. I'm assuming you're asking about my opinions on the ADJ Pentapix. The beams are cool. Not my type of fixture, though, honestly. But if you want cheap, affordable beams with the ACL, which is, oh my goodness, it's something collimator lens. Basically, it focuses LED into a really tight beam. What the hell does the A stand for? I forgot now. But either way, it's good if you want that kind of effect and don't want to spend a lot of money. Personally, not my cup of tea, only because I like movement in my lights. But I can definitely see in a fixed install, especially with nightclubs, that could be a huge fixture. Julio says, I tried the new ADJ 3.0 DMX and worked very nice, but I like to see a nice tutorial video. The tutorial videos don't cover too much, and I understand the basic. Yeah, that's something I need to work on, but I'll be honest with you, I still got to do beyond. I have a couple of Elation stuff I need to do. It's been crazy, but it is on my list to do the ADJ My DMX 3.0. Mountain Dew, baby. Hold on. Peter Amasqua Whitney. There's a name I haven't heard on the live stream, so thank you very much for tuning in. Peter asks, why or what do I recommend to clean the lenses on my InnoSpot Pros? Basically the same thing that you would clean anything else. Do a little bit of Windex, or even better than Windex, just use a little bit of soapy water, and most importantly, use a microfiber lint-free cloth, and you're good to go. No issues there. But I've used Windex, no problem there. Ian asks, when will you get the 3D printer? You know you want one. You're damn right I do. This thing would have been a hell of a lot easier with a 3D printer. The question is, look how long those panels are in the console, right? Or right over here and all that. Is it going to be as sturdy, because I'm using that as a mouse pad, is it going to be as sturdy with the 3D printed plastic? I don't know. Eventually I will. I know that some UPSs have 3D printers. Nothing here. Or FedEx. Somebody has a 3D printer. We don't here that I know of. Daniel Stefanik, again, another name I haven't seen here, so thank you very much for tuning in. Why are you running Windows instead of Mac OS? Well, because Pangolin does not run on Mac, and neither does CompuShow. And honestly, I'm okay with it, because that just means one operating system the developers have to worry about. Features come out faster. That being said, I could run Parallels, but I get like a 40% performance increase on this running it natively. So that's really why. Ian says, hashtags, no dick and fans. Yeah, well, Seth says, I'm going to be doing a school prom coming May 2nd. I'll be using the ETX. Sound good. Depending on the size of the prom, yeah, the ETX, now make sure you cross them over at 100 and put your subs there. You're good to go. Jose Heredia says, what's up, party people? Advanced collimator lens. Thank you. That's what it is. Also, Jose, by the way, if you guys don't know Jose, he's with ADJ. He does all the videos. Dude is killer on that. But he was also one of the hosts of the Crossfaders show, which was the only DJ podcast other than John Young where I didn't want to punch the host in the face. I really like the Crossfaders. That was a great show. Jose, I got something for you. So, it's nothing major, but I know that, remember we talked about how we were talking about like music and all that, and I mentioned Jose Feliciano, because he's one of the greatest guitarists out there. I mean, he really is. But anyhow, I have an autographed CD for you, sir. So, yeah, I figure I'll bring that over to you tomorrow, because I'll be there. So I'll see you at NAMM. Let's see. Red Mask says, Dulio, I will do that. I have a few up already. Do you have any specifics you want to know? Oh, cool. Red Max. Yeah, definitely. Post some tutorials. Red Masks ask, trussing, lighting stands, T-bars, mounting on speakers. What is your preference? The freaking live stream, but that's okay. Let me go back over again, basically what somebody was asking as far as what I use. If I use, it has nothing to do with backup gear. I just switched out the cable. That was the whole part right there. So anyhow, as far as whether I use the trussing or the speakers or anything like that, let's load that back one more time here. Everybody can still hear me, right? No, I'm not going to say their name. But let's just say if you guys look at my history and you notice that I stopped recommending people, that's probably why. Let's see here. Hold on one second. Webcam only, temp. Okay, so this is a custom bracket that a friend of mine made. So this was at a wedding where I didn't have time to bring a T-bar, needed to be set up in and out. So I will mount speakers that way. The reason I use this custom bracket is so I can hang my moving head upside down and have a broader range of, control as far as the light. Because if it's on top of the speaker, you can only hit so many areas. Upside down, you hit a lot more. That thought in mind, I had an event at a school where we were setting up the pipe and drape. And the pipe and drape was going to be right behind me. We were going to hang the InnoPocket Z4s behind the pipe and drape. Oh, on the pipe and drape itself, excuse me. And later we switched everything around, so I put the pipe and drape on the opposite side of me to make the gym a little bit smaller and more intimate. Well, the problem with that wound up being that now the lights were way too far away from me where it made any sense. So I took the two clamps that I had that usually go there. Hopefully now you guys can hear me. I have switched the cable around again. Okay, so again, that last clip basically shows there we go here. Oh, 1 second. So that photo right there shows the bracket that my friend had made for me. Now, as far as non-trussing setups, right? I prefer truss. I believe that it helps you make money from... my goodness, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to read here. Anyways, the trussing allows you to take a $1,000 rig and turn into a $5,000-$6,000 rig, even with the same amount of lights, simply because of how much trussing you bring. It makes your setup bigger. But likewise, if my client doesn't have enough money for the budget for everything they want, sometimes we'll take the trussing out, or it doesn't fit the theme. I'll give you an example here. This is DeSoto High School, and this was their prom. It was a Hollywood theme. I was on top of a ridiculously tall stage. There was no need for trussing, so what we did is we took the pipe and drape, and we set it about 14 feet high. Then we took the DT5200. It's a lot higher than that. There's the lights. It hides nice and pretty behind. You don't see any trussing. That big Hollywood type screen is, what's it called? The big Hollywood type screen is the center attention of the theme. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the comments and everything else. So, let's go back over here. It wouldn't be a live stream unless there's an issue. This is the first time I've had an issue in a while. Now, then there is Ocoee High School. Same thing. We wanted the screens to be the center. I didn't want trussing to kind of pull away from the look of the screen. It was a video game theme. So what we did is we had a little bit of pipe and drape on the sides, and that's where all the lights are. So the lights still light up the room, but the lights were not the center of attention at this particular dance. And there it is there. Absolutely love the way that turned out. It was beautiful. But then you want to do the big boy setups, and I totally get that. And trussing can be something simple. It can be, let's see here. Hold on one second. It can be something like that right there. Just simple 16 feet above you. Nothing major. I don't mean that in a bad way. But then you have these humongous type truss setups. And I'm going to pull that up in just a second. There we go. This is a 40 by 40 foot truss span. And yes, it is most certainly, what's it called? It is most certainly the, sorry, I'm trying to read the comments here. It's all certainly, rear projection and everything else. However, actually, now that I say that, the rear pipe and drape is projector map. You can see there. But the front screen, there's no way we could do the rear pipe and drape or the actual screen rear projector mapped, because, let me see if I can zoom in here. You see that basketball hoop? It simply would not go up. It just didn't have a motor on it. So we projector mapped it by using projectors from the side angles. And then that particular screen, give me a second here. The projector is right on the corner of the trussing. And again, we video mapped it to fit around the screen. So that worked out very nicely. Okay, now that we are, my goodness, you know what a pain in the ass is going to be to edit on YouTube? For those of you guys watching on YouTube, there were some sound issues. 2 cables freaking just went down. I don't know where the hell. I mean, I wasn't even touching the cable. So yeah, that cable goes in the garbage, getting new cables. Let's see. Actually, no, it won't go in the garbage because at least they have a lifetime warranty. So that's good. Let's see here. Let me go back up. There's a bunch of no audio. Yeah, look. Oh, these Arnaldo, pay attention. I don't look at the screen. I'm gonna have to give somebody my number, and your job will be to text me if there is a problem here, because there's actually some really good questions coming up. Jose says, "Wow, thank you. You're welcome." He's talking about a gift that I got for him. Okay, Red Max Entertainment asks, "Do I ever pre-rig lights before I go, and do you always transport in cases?" We used to pre-wire everything on trussing. Boy, that was a disaster, especially as you do custom stuff. But sometimes you have to pre-wire things. We had one, actually I had one just recently. We did a Blacklight pep rally. Let me see if I have the photos of that. But we did the Blacklight pep rally, and I had exactly an hour, not really an hour, I had all the time in the world to set up. But it started early in the morning, and I think 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, something like that. And it's 2 hours away from me, so I would have to be up at 5 or 6 in the morning. Hell no! So I'm usually still awake at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I pre-wired everything, but it would also, because I also had a dance that night, there was also a Blacklight dance. So I'm just going to pre-wire everything, put it in the truck, set it on the T-stands. When it's done, break it down or, keep it on together, then set up for the next dance. And it really saved us a lot of time. I do not have the photos edited yet for this. Oh, shame on me. I'm usually really good about that. But yeah, sometimes we do pre-wire. I don't usually recommend it though, because you can have cables damaged. So yeah. Your Big Day DJ asks, who do you recommend the pipe and drape suppliers? I use Event Decor Direct. There's also exclusively Expo. Whatever you do, make sure that it's inherently fire retardant, not sprayed or treated, inherently fire retardant. Then that's where everybody starts saying, lost, your sound is gone, lost mic, no problem, faint sound, no sound, wah, wah, wah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Arnold, you have no sound. Russia! I have no idea. Oh, and this guy named Bob just comes in with some really rude-ass comment. Holy crap, that's just what we call trolls, people. But don't worry, Bob is right now going home, crying on his pillow as, how can I say anything without being offensive? I'll just say it. As he in his mouth. Okay, I don't have any sponsors for this show, so it's fine. Okay, let's see here. Again, more no sound. But again, lots of comments about Bob there. Faint sound, very low. Check your cables. Now's a good time to back up equipment. Yeah, okay. So, my goodness, all this about no sound. It's not a 3.5 millimeter mic adapter. It is a, I'm using an AG06 from Yamaha, which sounds really good. And my Audio Technica, which is actually Johnny's, it's the 2020, I think, mic. Yeah, AT 2020. And then I'm using a freaking crappy ass cable. Let's see. Wow, all these comments about no sound. Okay, Dulio asks, can you make a video show 2 or 3 different light programs from step 1 to the end? Yes, I can do that for you. Let's continue on. No sound. No, really. Hey, next time this happens, guys, if you guys can just tell each other jokes, that would be great. JLT says, I feel bad for him trying to make a video and one cable causes so much trouble. No kidding, right? And I should have already, I have 2 cables. I didn't think I would need to go 3. Actually, I'm ready to go and switch if need be, but no. I'm telling you. And no, not wireless. Definitely not wireless for that. Just because there's no need. Yeah, the brackets were really cool. I need to talk to him and see if he would be willing to, like, maybe start selling them, or I don't know. They're really cool brackets for sure. Ian asked, what screens are they? So I use the ScreenWorks for everything. We have some daylight screens, and I would love to set those things on fire. My God, is daylight a piece of crap. I don't like them. I don't like how they fold. I don't like how the screens shrink after a while. I mean, they all shrink in this kind of heat, but daylight just gives me nonstop problems. Really happy with the ScreenWorks. Now, the circular screens, those are Rose brand, and we go for high gain screens, so that way they really absorb the light. But that can also be a good or bad thing because they'll absorb other lights in there too. Let's see here. Your Big Day DJ says, it's all good. We appreciate your experience. Thank you so much. Dope as fuck. Thank you. Ian says, you texted me? No, I have no text here at all, unless it's you that texted, love you too, babe, but I'm guessing that's my wife. So if that's you, well, thanks for the love, but I'm married. Let's see here. If you're having accidents, cases, I'm not sure what that's talking about, but okay. Lemon. Okay, lemon. Let me ask you this. Is it pronounced lemon or Lyman? I'm guessing it's lemon, since only in English language are there long and short vowels. So is it lemon? Now that Denon DJ has a Prime series coming out, do you think it'll overtake Pioneer DJ's market? This is a really good question. If you've not seen the new deck from Serato, it's badass. It's basically 2-in-1 deck. But I think where Pioneer's really keeping up is, again, you have that name. Can't forget that. They're no longer married to Serato, which was the best move ever. Why they did it to begin with, I don't know. And Rekordbox. Rekordbox is now really integrating itself. The fact that you don't need a laptop, so now DJs can come in, because they usually pre-plan their sets for God knows what reason. I don't like it, but whatever, to each their own. So because of that, I think you're going to see Rekordbox still overtaken. So unless Denon really bites into Rekordbox and, I don't want to say comes into a software, but makes a deal with Rekordbox and uses theirs, I don't think you're going to see Denon overtaking Pioneer DJ's market, which is pretty much the club market, and especially the international market. Ryan Cutler says, why did you get interested in YouTube? Ryan Cutler is my name. Please say it. Ryan Cutler. Ryan Cutler. Ryan Cutler. In Mickey Mouse voice. Ha ha ha. Ryan Cutler. Ha. Yeah, let's see here. So it was really just where I started doing some tutorials, some basic videos, and it really caught on quickly. I don't want to sit here and toot my own horn, but I hate most DJ review channels. I think they're absolutely horrible. I think they're just reading the freaking box. If I see one more DJ do an unboxing video, I'm going to punch him in the face. I'll do live unboxing so people can see first impressions, because I want them to know that I don't script. I honestly have never written a script for a review a day in my life. Everything that I'm doing, yes, there's multiple takes, but when I'm talking about a product, it's basically right then and there after I've used it for a while. But I will do the unboxing live streams for first impressions, not, okay, let's see what this box look like. I hate unboxing videos. I think it's stupid. And I don't know why it's so popular in like video game community. Who the hell wants to see a video game get unboxed? But anyways, that being said, I didn't like what was out there. I wanted to do more tutorials. And I'll be honest with you, I like sharing things. And the fact that I could share things on YouTube and get paid, unlike Facebook, pretty much seal the deal for me. Let's see here. So thank you for the question, Ryan Cutler. Ian Moon says Bob got his dick stuck in the fan. He most certainly did. Oh, wow. Everybody's like, F Bob. Dulio Cordoba says, you ever try the Alto Sound Wireless? I don't know that system and work very good, especially in big, I'm guessing you mean big halls. When I need split the sound or wedding ceremonies, I recommend checking. You're not the only person that told me that. The Stealth system, a lot of people recommend it. I have the, what is that horrible piece of crap? Voco Pro. Here's a great thing to do with the Voco Pro. You pick it up and you don't buy it. There you go. There's my review. Don't buy that crap. It just doesn't freaking work. It works until you actually need to crank it up or until somebody else steps in the room. I've heard really good things about the Alto series, for sure, but I haven't used it. Funny enough, I trust wireless DMX, wireless microphones, but not wireless audio. Figure that one out. Ian says, I have the Alto Stealth wireless system. I have very good use of it. Yep, again, that just confirms it. A lot of people love the Alto Stealth. Peter asks, what brand of cable wrap or ties do I recommend? I have the free ties that ADJ was giving away from Lights, and I have like 400 of those, and now I buy the ones from Ariba because they're nice and thick, and they hold a lot of weight. Just for craps and giggles, I wanted to see how much weight they held, so I took two of the tie wraps, tied a Source 4 Eleiko without the bulb, so I needed to smash the bulb, and it held it. Not at a gig, but yeah, they hold their fair share of weight. I love those things. And again, if you guys have not seen the video, make sure you go on my channel, check where it says cord management. My wife did a video on making your truss nice and pretty where you can't see the cables. Darkness Eliminator asks, frequency of moving head maintenance, especially the fans. I'm so sorry. I know you asked that above, and I think I scrolled down past it. I'll be honest with you. I don't usually take it apart and all that and clean it, mostly because when I have to change a gobo, I go ahead and do that anyways. But in reality, I don't do it often. I do always clean the outside. I'll dust out the fans. Should always have this with you. Always. So, yeah, I do that. And I definitely do recommend that. Sorry I missed your question. But I would say we maybe do overall line maintenance once a year. We test, we fix. Sometimes twice a year, depending on how busy it is. Okay, so it's Lee Man. I would have never guessed that. Thank you. Let's see here. Oh, Ian, you texted the company number. We actually have a landline still. So, yeah, that 703 number is not, that's a landline number. Let's see here. Dulio says, you are a funny man. Thank you. I know what I said, but thank you. I try. Rhett Max asks, where do I get my music from? Oh, how about I just show you? Give me 1 second here. Let's, I want to show you. There's a specific reason why I want to show you guys. Check 1 2. Guys, hopefully you can hear me. If not, please let me know. All right. I use Prime Cuts. So I'm going to open up Prime Cuts. Actually, no, I don't want to. Crap, I can't open up Prime Cuts on this one because I don't have the password. I don't want to type in the password where it's visible. But Prime Cuts is great because it's really the cleanest stuff that I've seen out there. I haven't seen too many people that clean stuff like Prime Cuts does. So they do a really nice job about making sure music's clean and really being on top of things as far as taking out the bullcrap music. Not to mention that they have an incredible Latin selection. They do have something that not a lot of people do, and that is UK music. They do give it its top in the UK, and we do a lot of destination weddings. So that's a big deal for me. So I do love Prime Cuts. Now, as far as, here we go. It's under our CEO's name for this account. Franchise Record Pool, we'll do this later, is just magic. So let me tell you what Franchise Record Pool is. It's basically you get music videos, you get video, and it's a buffet. You can download what you want. There's edited and there is unedited. They have regular music bins, hip-hop, R&B, mainstream, house, reggae, calypso, soca, and Latin. Then on specialty, we've got remixes, intro, outro, independents, throwbacks, instrumentals, promo albums, breakers, DJ tools. Now, what's really cool is it also has what's called Mega Cuts. Mega Cuts is a 32 intro, the chorus, 32 outro. Then they have what's called Snip Hits, which is 32 intro. Then you have the first verse, chorus, outro. And then if you look here, they also have special tools. So you have New Year's Eve countdowns, all these. Look at this. You have scratch tools, tons of scratch tools, sound effects, party breaks. Again, music videos, hip-hop, R&B, mainstream pop, rock, house, reggae, calypso, soca, Latin, reggaeton, and country. Where they are not exactly the best is editing music videos. Half of the ones that say edited are not, so you have to edit a little bit more. Or on ASAP Rocky's effing Problems, it put fucking problems, and I loaded the wrong video. I thought I loaded the Prime Cuts version. No, excuse me, promo only. I have promo only for certain videos. No, it was the edited one from Franchise Record Pool, and there's the word effing problems is coming across the screen. Yep, thank God for that delay, because that would have been a disaster. So yeah, definitely Franchise Record Pool, and I think it's like $20-$30 a year. It's crazy good. So I'm a big fan of that. Let me go back over here to my webcam. Whoops. I just realized it's still showing the photo. There we go. All right. Let's go back up over here. My goodness. A lot of questions coming in here. And I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Let's see here. Danny says, Peter, if you buy a roll of two-sided Velcro, you can cut them to any length you need. Absolutely. But unless it's industrial Velcro, I just wouldn't do it. I prefer using something specifically made for it. So check out that Ariba Bags Velcro. Really good Velcro. Ryan Cutler says, thanks, buddy, for answering my question. You show lots of love and support. I love the Mickey voice. Thank you. Chris Brackey, Mojax from DJ City. Pretty good. Oh, okay, sorry. And it's Lehman, right? Did I say it right this time? He just sent me a Facebook message like, you're never going to get my name right. Well, that's how you wrote it. You wrote Leeman, right? So did I get that right? I hope so. Jimmy Spin says, hey, Ronaldo. Hey, James, how you doing? Ryan Cutler says, how do you see yourself a year from now? Can you do a Daffy Duck voice? No, I cannot do a Daffy Duck voice. I actually have some impressions that I'm somewhat good at, but now that my voice is half gone, not really. Trying to remember, as far as what I'm doing from a year from now. Oh, bother. Think. Obviously, I want to do what I'm doing right now. I am expanding 4 schools only to be a lot more in the, there's another cat, doing more pipe and drape, projector mapping. I really want our company in general, just for 4 schools only, but A Premier in general, to really reach out where maybe we can work with other DJs as far as providing their AV and all that. Basically, I want to be the PRG in Central Florida, but just not in PRG's level because they've got a crap load of lights. But that's essentially what we're doing. It's taking some time. We are on our way to being our county's largest pipe and drape company. Doesn't subcontract, because right now we don't subcontract anything really, and everybody else does. Okay, Lee Min. Oh, well, you put M-A-N on the other one, so that's all your fault. Okay. Seth says, throw directly into trash. Voco Pro, trash. Yeah, that's not been a good product for me. Let's see here. JLT Lighting asks, could you do a video on what you need to run a minimum 4 universe on CompuShow? I use DOS Lite at the moment. Absolutely. Pretty much any computer. Any new computer will easily run it. All depending on how many channels you're running at the same time, but I definitely recommend at least an i5 processor and 8 gigs of RAM and an SSD just to load the individual pages and files faster at the very first run. Easily, you can run more than 4. You could probably run 8 or 10 universes. I've ran 4 universes on an old computer with an AMD Athlon, just was a dual-core processor and 4 gigs of RAM. So CompuShow is very light when it comes to system requirements. 3D, that's a whole different story. Let's see here. Jane says Ronaldo is the most entertaining ellipsis. Most entertaining what? Because that could be really good compliment, or it can be a serious clapback. Day and Night DJ asks, sorry, had to poke him. Oh, YouTube to MP3 converter. No, I have no YouTube to MP3 converter. Actually, no, I take it back. I did. I had to go on a YouTube to MP3 converter, and funny story, I've done it a few times, but usually for legit reasons. I had a concert where the artist didn't freaking bring an instrumental of his own music. This wasn't a big name artist. This was some local guy. Oh, can you just get it off YouTube? Yeah, okay. Way to be professional. Let's see here. Ian asked, can I log into my credit card account for just a second? Absolutely. Let's just go ahead and go into, no? Okay. I like how I type FU and immediately comes up as Kia Forte. That is fantastic. It's like, fuck off. Let's see here. Thoughts on bar bangers? I've not used bar bangers test, so I really couldn't give you an honest answer on that. Plus one from Prime Cuts, though I absolutely use them. Yeah, absolutely. Prime Cuts is Donald Trump approved, you know. I've used all the services out there. I've used Prime Cuts. They're great. They're wonderful. Jim, good people. I can't do a Donald Trump impression to save my life, but I'm working on that. But no, I love Prime Cuts. They're really, really good. BPM Supreme and Zip DJ for me. I don't use those, but again, I've heard good things about a couple of them. Let's see here. My goodness, the other thing about franchise, people can upload their mixes too, so you can get a whole bunch of just regular homemade mixes, and some are really good. Like, you just type any track name and then remix, and it's like just freaking insane amount of remixes. So again, I love Prime Cuts. Definitely check it out. Do I ever sell any of my big truss rigs? No, we keep our truss. There's no reason to sell it. Let's see here. Would 2 Yamaha DXS-12 be enough for 150-person wedding? Depends on the room, but yeah, easily. And I say that because I have the DXS-10s, and I've done 200-person wedding with it. So absolutely. Roman says, you're the best. Thanks. Well, thank you, Roman. I appreciate the support. Lehman, did I get it right this time? Says, do your Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. I can't do that. I cannot. Wim says, good evening. How much would you charge for training on truss rigging and setup? Well, rigging, no, because I'm not a certified rigger, so that's not going to happen. As far as trussing, not really. I can't. Because what happens is, and I had some great videos on different things you could do with trussing as far as come up with creative setups. The problem with that is liability. If somebody messes up and they decide they want to, we followed in all those videos, they can sue me. You have no case if you try that, but it's time I have to wait. So I took a lot of those videos out, but I do a lot of product stuff for Global Truss. So make sure to follow Global Truss on YouTube and just search the Truss playlist on mine. I have quite a bit in there, so hopefully that'll give you some ideas. But I will try to do some more, and I got to be careful about how I phrase it. Red Max says, Peter, you would need 2 subs. Not necessarily. I think it depends, too. If you're doing your average wedding reception where they're just asking for, like, disco music, even though, yes, it sounds better with bass, not really. It's the average 40, 45. Okay, sometimes I'll use subs if it's, a younger feel of 40, 45. If I'm seeing that it's older people, I'm not going to bring my subs. Or at least I won't crank them all the way up. But in reality, the DXS-12s put on enough bass that you may not even need subs. Honestly, they're really that good. But the subs do alleviate you from having to run things at full volume. So, for example, if you have your speaker and you're running all the frequencies on it, yeah, you're going to use more power, meaning you can clip a lot sooner, you can peak a lot sooner, rather, than if you're only worrying about this amount of frequencies as opposed to this much. Because it takes a lot of power to move, it takes a lot of power to move that cone. Yeah, I'm not a certified rigger. You're the second person who says, well, you're not a certified rigger. Do you know the insane amount of hours you have to have for that? So, no, I am not. And honestly, while you don't need to be a certified rigger to rig, I think it's stupid not to. Just because of insurance and liability and all that. But that's why I don't rig from, gyms and all that. And honestly, there's multiple reasons. I'll eventually do a video on that. But I like my truss to be standing on the floor because the setup looks bigger that way. I know it sounds crazy, but when you come in your gym and you see this huge floor standing truss structure, it looks awesome. It looks huge. But once it's up in the air, you don't see that. It's no longer part of the show, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Right Max says, sorry, I was thinking of the DSR. No, very opposite of the DSRs. DSRs throw out more bass than the DXRs. Let's see here. Wim says, how about you letting me work for you for free just for the training? Well, where are you based out of? But even then, I couldn't exactly just bring somebody on because we have workman's comp. So I have to file paperwork and all that BS. Roman asks, will QSC come out with any new high-end speakers? Who cares? And I don't mean that in a bad way, but EV and Yamaha have everything way better than QSC ever was. Look, QSC was great about being the first to market with powerful speakers, powerful powered speakers, but let's face it, Yamaha and EV are beating the pants out of them. Now, that being said, they do have the new QSCs they're announcing at NAMM. Haven't heard them yet, but I'll let you know my opinion. I'm curious if they're going to stop making the K stand for crap. I just did not like the sound of the case. I was never impressed with them. Let's see here. Wim says, I'll sign a disclaimer. That does not work in Florida. Not really. Not when it comes to workman's comp. They don't care. I wish. Trust me. So, any questions? Anything more? If not, I'm going to be logging in. I cannot wait. I'm going to have to freaking edit the hell out of this video. So this should be really interesting. God, I really freaking hate editing this kind of stuff. So, no, Jeremy says, no, I just figured you were. No, I am not. I am not intelligent enough to know half the stuff that a professional rigger does. I mean, they're basically engineers when you think about it. So, okay, guys, any questions or anything else like that, please let me know. If not, I do urge you to go to, hang on one second here, and I will post this up because you need to see this. This is very important. Boy, good thing I was prepared for the show. I actually was, till everything just kind of threw me off with that damn cable. Son of a... So again, remember, YouTube no longer likes to show videos because YouTube just blows. So I do recommend, and by recommend, I urge you to please go to my awesome website, which is called gearitfirst.com. There it is right there, all nice and pretty. Look at my new logo, by the way. Can you believe, I'm paying almost next to nothing for logos. But yeah, gearitfirst.com. Go there, bookmark it, check it once a day. Click the Amazon links, buy stuff. That helps pay the bills. But no, in all seriousness, go there, get your fills from there. And obviously, when you watch a video, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I definitely would like to know your thoughts and feelings. I don't care about your feelings, really, but I'd like to know your thoughts for sure. Let's see here. Let's continue on. I'm probably going to give about two or three more minutes of questions. How do you, Dulio asks, how do you play your set music for a wedding? You start low or high, or you start high and end low? The same question for school parties. High, high, high. There's no reason to do low, unless you're talking a slow song, right? But I want, even for cocktail hour, right? Everybody plays jazz, boring. Look, I got nothing against jazz, but boring. That's what every DJ plays. I do like high-energy house music, house remixes of popular songs. I want people just kind of like shaking their head when they walk in. Schools are a different story. Schools, and make sure you guys go to masterschooldances.com if you want to do school dances. Again, masterschooldances.com. Just Master School Dances. Don't put freaking. But I don't want there to be a lull moment when I mix. I want people to come in like they're going to club, and I have old people freaking twerking at my weddings because of the way that I mix and the way that I choose my music. I don't believe that age is a major factor when it comes to that. I don't believe that age is a factor when it comes to mixing. If you are good at what you do, people are not going to complain. I mean, most of the people, you'll still get the one butthole, but there's nothing you can really do about that. But I start high. And again, it also depends. I start high energy. But again, it also depends on the wedding as well. Ian asks, where do babies come from? Well, you see, let's talk about babies. What a female and a male meet. And they drink a lot, right? Glug, 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 glug. And then he's like, you look really good. Good. And she's like, thank you. Buy me another drink. And they all drink, and they're all chatting, right? And they're like, let's go to my hotel room. And she's like, okay. And then they're going to their hotel room. And then... I can feel it now, baby. Let's get it on. Magic. And that is where babies come from. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right, I don't know where the hell we go from there. Let's see here. Wim says, keep up the great work and be blessed. Thank you very much. Same to you as well. Jingle's like, you must be so bored. James, you miss so much. Lehman asks, when am I going to Washington, D.C.? Actually, really soon. I have a client there that I need to do some updates for their stuff for. So yeah, guys, that is it. I'm not sure where the hell we're going to go from here. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, gearitfirst.com. Oh, Darkness says Mike's not plugged in and we hear you. No, that's the old cable. So that's why I was kind of hiding the brand name there. But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Okay, most important, remember, NAMM is coming up. ADJ has an open house. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to stream from it. We'll find out. I already know some of the lights that are coming out. Big stuff. Arkea's Grand VJ, big announcement coming up. ADJ is going to be distributing a thing. It's a really cool thing. Stay tuned for that. Eevee has something huge in the works, but it's not ready yet. Let's see. Ultimate Ears has a new IEM, so I'm really looking forward to that. That should be good. In-N-Out Burger. They're not doing anything new, but it's In-N-Out Burger, so honestly, that's why I'm there. I'm there for In-N-Out Burger and King Taco, so I'm excited about that. Let's see here. DJ Next says, I now know where babies come from. Came in at the right time. So yeah, absolutely, you did. Look at this. Now that we're showing where babies come from, suddenly we get, more people tuning in. Sorry for those of you that tuned in just now because I'm about to log off. Although, for those of you that tuned in, if you guys have any questions, now's your chance. I'm gonna give you all 30 seconds more to put in any questions that you would like to put in. If not, I will be logging off. Thank you guys so much. Again, go to gearitfirst.com. Also, if you're on Instagram, follow me. Why not? My Instagram name is DJ Crazy Ace, and that's crazy with an I. So again, DJ Crazy Ace. Follow me first. And thank you all so much. All right, that is pretty much it. Have a good night. God bless. And check out this really cool outro. Let's do this.